Cat caught my tongue.
Yeah, you need a new one then. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yep. We're here. We already did the whole intro. I don't know what they heard and didn't hear. We'll just
Yeah,
pretend it
so,
went flawlessly.
yeah.
Cookie versus Dplanet. Very important, very big. You're very excited. Blah, 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 blah. Let's do the countdown.
Yeah.
Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, you did it. You did the countdown correctly, so.
We did it. All right. The rest of it, that's the hardest part. So the rest of this should be no problem at all.
Yeah.
Worth noting real quick that Cookie is on a PS5 and Dplanet is just on a PS4 Pro with an SSD. So Cookie will have I was gonna say slight. He has some lead on RTA. So he'll look like he's ahead of Dplanet, but it's possible he's still behind. You never really know.
Yeah. They will see at the end of a race. So, good luck to runners. Hopefully no memes. Or Dplanet is going to die from dog. No.
Wolf being nice and friendly as always.
He's like a bit aggressive on Cookie's side, but it should be no problems here. So, Dplanet pick up extra vials here. Cookie just ignores them.
He didn't even go for the animation cancel. He's not a gamer. That wasn't a very gamer move of him.
Yeah.
Healing in this game is, it's limited. You need to pick all of it up. You can only hold 20 at a time, so if you want to be safe during a race, it's definitely in your best interest to grab extra vials when you can. But they're just heading to the Hunter's Dream. The game's nice enough to just give you the best weapon in the game at the very start, so...
Yeah, thanks Miyazaki. So it's the sock liver. So Cookie doesn't pick up the cane as well. He just ignores it, and Dplanet is going to pick up the cane. Just to make sure he will grab the key.
Yeah, we get to see both setups for Orphanage key skip. Just makes the race that much more electrifying, you know?
Yeah, if Dplanet is going to use that cane, you know, maybe he'll just ignore it and use the salt liver. We'll see. And now we're on our way to Hero Skip and Gascoigne.
Picking up some Molotovs on the way. Just to use on Gascoigne, who is deceptively difficult. Even though he's just the first boss in the run, he is arguably the most difficult to kill fast, consistently. He does a lot of shenanigans.
New fight, always different, you know. You can't expect 2 same fights in a row. Like, never.
It's a very reactive fight. Some fights in this game are a lot more scripted than others, and we'll get to that. Let's see. So both of them, they're doing sewer skip right now. When you do sewer skip, you skip the sewer. I know, crazy. It saves somewhere in the realm of 40 seconds. They just got to jump pixel perfectly, frame perfectly on one of the pillars on that bridge there, and then they can just run across and not get knocked off by the dog.
Yeah.
By the way, Talok, to answer your question, the reason you would grab the cane as well as the cleaver is because it makes a setup for a skip later on just slightly easier. But obviously you save time by not grabbing the cleaver, so to an extent it's up to personal preference.
Yeah, saved like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Alright, here's Gascoigne. So what you want to do with Gascoigne is fight him on the stairs. He's cooperating with Cookie. He's going to go for the backstab. Didn't quite get it. About a pixel off. That's okay. Basic strategy for Gascoigne is, go for backstabs if you can. Parry follow-ups. Otherwise, you just spam R1, L1 with the saw cleaver because that will stun lock him.
Yeah, you're trying to skip the second phase as well, so because
Yeah,
it's quite tough to fight it.
Yeah, that's what Cookie's doing right now. You didn't see phase 2 at all, and that's ideal. Phase 2, he has a lot of hyper armor attacks, so you can't really stun lock him as easily as you can in phase 1. His attacks are more difficult to parry. You really just don't want to fight it. Dplanet is not having a good time right now. This is what phase 2 looks like.
Oh,
That's,
yeah, I think he got double damage, yeah, so... Oh.
that's a... Oh. See, this is what happens when Gascoigne doesn't play along. The reason you fight him on the stairs is, first of all, it's just closer to the door, so you can get to the door faster after he dies, but also, he won't hop around and get stuck on gravestones and, you know, all those other shenanigans he likes to pull from time to time.
Yeah, it's definitely also a bit slower than Cookie's fight, but should mean like big difference here. And yeah, Cookie goes for Hunter set right now. Usually when you try to PB, you take it later before going to DLC, but in the race, it's very useful, you know. Extra armor, that's nice. We'll see if Dplanet is going to pick up it straight. We already seen on the tournament, like, people been skipping set and doing as a normal PB, but it's dangerous, you know.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, armor does matter in this game. Your starting armor set is made of, like, wet Kleenex, so you can't take a whole lot of damage. Dplanet's wise to grab it. You can just tank just a bunch more miscellaneous stuff, and it has more beasthood, and I'll explain the significance of that once we get to the beast blood pellet. Cookie has his quit out menu pulled up for these dogs. Thankfully, they were nice. Those dogs, Dplanet might show it off. It would be unfortunate, but, you know, we need someone to show the people what's up. They're just annoying.
Yeah, for him it's going to be a bit easier. He will be able to tank a bit more attacks because now he has a set, so it will be a bit safer rather than in original set you have from the beginning. And now he picks up the fire paper we will use on the bosses,
Yeah,
especially on Ludwig.
Alfred wants to be your friend, but you just want his fire paper, so you take his stuff and leave. Cookie there grabbed some pungent blood cocktails. He's going to use those for BSB. Who
Just
is
in case he becomes the lamp, yeah.
Yeah, assuming the fight goes as planned, it's pretty scripted. This is Old Yarnum skip. Not necessarily a difficult skip to execute, but if it goes wrong, you go splat.
Oh no, he just died, yeah.
Not a huge deal, thankfully, because Cookie did grab the Old Yarnum lamp, which is just for safety. You don't need to grab it for anything, but when you're in a race, you don't want to run all the way back from Cathedral Ward. It's not a good time.
Very different approaches for the skip. So you can jump, you can make a jump in certain positions, or you could just run straight. So how we saw, Cookie used like the running tactics for the skip, but some runners prefer to jump. I do not remember how Dplanet does the skip, but we will see it. So he picks up the lamp as well, just in case if he will die on the skip, or maybe on BSB. We already had runners dying on BSB on this tournament, so it will be very unfortunate. And attempt number 2 for Cookie.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's how it should go. Let's see how Dplanet does it.
Oh yeah, and Dplanet jumps. Yeah,
Yep.
no problems for him. First try.
So this just lets you skip basically all of Old Yarnum. You don't have to get shot at, and you don't have to get shot at. That alone is worth skipping.
Yeah, plus I think it's quite a lot of time you save by using this skip. The location is relatively big. And they pick up Bis pellets, and I think you wanted to describe the effects of a Bis pellet.
Yeah, basically they're just completely broken. They're what make the run work. They're supposed to be a high risk, high reward kind of item. you eat the beast blood pellet. It's very safe, very sanitary, and then you'll see a little bar pops up on Cookie's screen, and basically the fuller that bar is, the more damage you deal, but the more damage you take. So you're gonna see the damage he's doing to BSB with an unupgraded weapon and base stats. Normally the game expects you to have leveled up a bit and upgraded your weapon, but he's getting pretty shredded. And that's the power of the Beast Blood Pellet. It gets even crazier later on once you start stacking gems on top of it.
Yeah, crazy amount of damage, especially for the beginning, because you're going to kill a melee as well, just on the Beast Pellet with no level ups. And I don't think Dplanet is going to have any troubles here as well. First try him, and he's going to use Lamp here. So
if all goes well, BSB is a pretty simple boss. The idea is, you throw cocktails at the wall to make the boss attack the wall and not you, because he's very smart. And you just alternate between, transform attacks and doing those double R2s. Civi, do you want to explain the power of the double charged R2?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever you do a charged R2 on an enemy's back, that opens them up for a visceral attack. But with this particular weapon and the stats we'll have, you can hit them with a second charged R2 while they're down. And that'll, since they're in a counter state, it'll do double damage. So you get a meaty charged R2, and then you get an even meatier charged R2. So in most cases, that is faster and does a lot more damage than a visceral.
Yeah, and right now runners are close to abandoned old workshop, so here we want two things. So the first one is the corp. We need 3 of those to get to the final boss, the Moon Presence after Gurman. And the second one is the Dose set, and yeah, he keeps the animation. The chest opening, it's cost like a lot of money, so you will just actually upgrade your levels and weapons with those Blood Echoes later on. However, now we're on their way for Amelia. It's actually depending on the strat you're going to use. So there's safer strat where you have no problems at all. If you play bad, you will have problems definitely, but you don't meant to. And there's riskier strat, so where you don't go to the visceral attack, and we'll see if anyone, Cookie or Planet, are going to do a safer strat or they're going to do the riskier one. It's like a couple of second difference. And now he's doing the ladder glitch. So the ladder glitch, you need to use it to save your position on the ladder. So you cancel the animation of ladder going up with different actions. So it can be gunshot, it can be weapon switch, as you like, different people do it differently. So it saves your location, but saves your progress as well. So once they will kill Amelia, use the lamp, they will just quit out the game, and once they get back, they will be teleported to the ladder just to save time, not running backwards and forwards. So, pretty nice time save. And let's see how we can do with Melee and Dplanet as well. So, visually, no difference, but, loading screens plus Cookie already died once, so, but we're still very close.
Yeah, we can't really know who's ahead for sure right now. Speaking of killing Amelia, it looks like... Did Cookie go for the visceral?
I was looking for Dplanet's screen right now, so yeah.
We'll never know. Amelia is one of many scripted bosses in the game. There are a lot of bosses in the game, particularly the big beast bosses, where you can abuse your high damage with beast blood pellets and whatnot to break their limbs in succession and basically stun lock the boss to death. And Amelia is she's usually like a mid-game boss, and you saw how she got torn apart with just an unupgraded saw cleaver and base stats. It's makes a like that beast blood pellet makes a massive difference.
Very useful thing. And now we will go to the forest. Do you know the password? Fish. To get here through the door.
Uh, I didn't touch Lawrence's skull, so I don't know it, but I think the runners
Oh.
do.
So yeah, and so I will pick up some upgrade materials here. So sometimes this guy can meme you and kill you. He has quite a lot of damage, plus you're still under effect of this pellet, so you get more damage, and you're still in basic set, so you need to be careful here. So you're going to open this door and get your way to a lamp to transport to Hunter's Dream. You'll have your first level ups, and you will go to Paro.
On the way there, they're just picking up some upgrade materials, and you notice they got 2 blood gems. One of them from popping open the pendant there that Amelia dropped, and the other one is a 10% gem they just picked up near Alfred, who we don't talk to because we don't like him. We just wanted his fire paper.
Yeah, he just gave you fire paper, and now you just ignore him.
Yeah, blood gems make a massive difference in this game in terms of damage. They matter arguably way more than your levels or your weapon upgrades, even. By the end of the run, they'll have 2 18% gems and a 15% gem.
Yeah. So Hal said he's going to sell the set, 31,000, I guess. He will buy some shards, upgrade his weapon. Yeah. So it's going to be +4. He'll put gems he just picked up several seconds earlier. He will kill it though. Yeah, that's sad, but it's much faster than just talking to her. She has like some words to say to you, or some HP, I guess. Yeah, and now we're going back to Cathedral Ward in order to be murdered by a bad guy.
And it's totally an accident. I don't know
Yeah,
how it happens every time, but you know, runners they just warp to the wrong place and then they get smacked around. It's a very original, very funny joke, accidental death. Let's see what attack he does.
oh, the worst
Funny
one.
grab. Yep.
Oh,
And the
no. Some
3
kind
bad
of,
attacks in a
yeah,
row.
combo wombo for Cookie. He got the first, second, and third worst attack he could do, and for Dplanet, it's, yeah, much faster.
Yeah, I think that's like the second best attack. The best one is, I think, when you turn the corner and he just immediately
Yeah, he just
flies at
jumps,
you.
yeah. And now we're going to kill Viparo. So Viparo is the same way as Amelia, so he's the best. And you're going to abuse limb mechanics of the game, so you will just destroy legs. So we're different strats for Paro. The safe one, a bit riskier one, and the riskiest one where he can just jump away, just memes. Let's see which one people will take. You can also die here. We had that. I think it was in the run of Dplanet, the last one. Someone died to Paro, which was very unfortunate. Oh, I think it was Lin. Or no. So he can actually start with attack and smack here. Yes. And we'll see if he's going to have any problems here with the bat. Yeah, no problems for Cooking.
Yeah, if you pull that strat off, it looks super smooth. You hit him at the very last second with a charged R2 and just finish him off. There is a good reason you go out of your way to do Parl a little bit early. First of all, it saves you from having to do Yahar Ghul skip twice. And Yahar Ghul skip isn't necessarily super difficult to execute, it's just very annoying. And only having to do it once is a blessing. You can also get some bolt paper, which will help with some of the bosses coming up. It's just some extra damage.
Plus, I think in this route, because there are two different routes, it's much faster to die here. because in that case, if you will don't do this strat, you will need to run a lot of time. So from the lamp in Yargo to the Poirot, so the lamp we're using is very big, distance. So and right now, now we're going to have a lot of meme bosses. Uh, One of the hardest parts of a route is going to start here right now. It depends if you're going to do Shadow's AI glitch, you're going to have extra, funny boss to fight. Uh, and after you have Rome and One Reborn, you have Mikolar. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You can just die anywhere, From the spider, from fireballs. Oof. Excited for this.
Doubt you could even imagine all the ways you can die here.
Yeah, doubt it as well.
I imagine both runners will do the AI freeze because it's not only much safer because obviously you don't have to deal with actually fighting one of the hardest bosses in the run, but it's also just faster than even a perfect fight. But there's not much to say right now. They're running through the woods. It's a big area. They're upgrade materials. We could explain stamina management. In Bloodborne, the game's very nice. The game kind of manages your stamina for you for the most part. If you just hold the circle button, you can bypass the startup frames on your sprinting animation, which makes it a little bit quicker. You sprint more, not waiting through those startup frames. Other than that, you follow just general rules for stamina management. If you're about to pick up an item or go into an animation, you try to have nearly empty stamina. Because if you run out, then bad things happen. And if you're at full stamina, you're just wasting stamina. Alright, pretty textbook going out of bounds first part of Shadow skip there on Cookie's part. I believe Cookie...
Dplanet just died. Yeah, Dplanet wasn't able to make the jump, so he will need to go to the menu, go back to start again. You don't lose a lot of time here, but another loading screen. Not nice. You need to wait. But very perfect skip from Cookie, and he's going to fight Shadows right here, right now. Not right here, right now, in seconds.
Shout out to Cookie, by the way, for discovering this this new setup for Shadow's glitch. It's been possible to do on current patch since for a very long time, but it was so difficult that it was considered not a possibility for real runs. It was only for segmented stuff. But now it's as you can see, very consistent.
Yeah, but everyone just use it. Everyone just use it because not like everyone we have still runners who are fighting shadows, but I don't know. It's quite obvious to use the skip here. It's much safer, and in most cases it's going to be quicker. So thanks, Cookie.
Thank you, Cookie. We love you, Cookie.
Waiting for the next skip to be fun. And right now, our Cookie's on his way to Rome, and you can have so many memes here. Just the spider who jumps on you from behind and one-shots you. Nice. My favorite one.
Let's see if he gets the yep. It's so smooth. Look at that. Yeah, that's harder than it looks. Still not the most difficult thing in the world, but it's always satisfying, no matter how many times you do it. You just get plopped right in the lake. If you miss that jump, you have to quit out, and it loses a bunch of time, and it's really annoying. But this is Rom. Like Civi was saying, she is the funnest fight in the run. Without a doubt, 100% fair, consistent. No problems with this boss at all, really.
Yeah. You can die here, definitely. So he's killing all the spiders just to make sure they won't hit him during the combos, because you need to do right attacks in correct time just to get her stagger. You want to skip the second phase by dealing more damage in the first one. Oh, it's actually nice. She jumps back. bit of extra hits. Oh, and again, well,
Hmm.
of it, well, well,
At this point, it's slowing him down.
yeah, it's lowered, but still, you know, it's much safer when going to fight because you know
Oh,
it's still
you,
possible to be dead in the third phase. You never know.
he got
You,
instant teleport still,
yeah,
so that's nice.
you
Yeah,
can
with
YOLO roam if you want.
but you don't do that in races. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, it's very risky because those little guys, I don't know, they do like so much damage, especially under this palette and with this amount of HP, you just feel it.
Yeah. Thankfully, with the stats and our upgrades and gems, you do just enough damage to one-shot them. Just to elaborate a little bit on the cycles and the instant teleport, getting a one cycle isn't always faster than getting a two cycle, because if she steps back in the wrong direction, or steps back too much, you can kill her in one cycle and then not get the instant teleport, which is slower than getting a two cycle with the instant teleport. But if you can get a one cycle with the instant teleport, then that'll save time over a two cycle.
Yeah, I think it's the fastest way is like if you do one cycle and instant teleport is I think the best fight you can have. Unless you will, I don't know, one shot her somehow, but not in this run. So Cookie already grabbed the key he will use later to get to Upper Cathedral Ward. And now he's going to do the skip.
This is the skip you don't want to do twice. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
Gotta quit out. Very sad. Yeah, this game is amazingly programmed, so the game, if you do a charged R2 into that little fence, the game just kind of forgets it should have collision there, and then you go right through. If you just walk into it a few times, then sometimes you'll just walk through it. The game is amazingly programmed. Well, there's a backup strat. If you transform your weapon, backstep, L1, charged
oh,
R2, you get
yeah.
shot. Beautiful. So you can see why you wouldn't want to do the skip twice.
You can always kill the guys if you want. It will lose you some time, but it might save you some nervous cells later on, so we'll see.
Plus, it's just satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, Dplanet is not
So
going
sit
to kill.
down. Incredible.
No first tries today for the skip.
There's a trend in this game where the skips aren't necessarily that difficult, they're just annoying.
Yeah, it's not like very mechanically hard to do, but you know, sometimes it's you've missed the step, or you know, the guys over there just kill you, and you die, and you're sad. Oh, he picks up extra Madman's Notch, so usually you pick up just 2 here, but just in case if you know he is going to die somewhere, he will be able to push extra blood pellet. And he's going to pick up the gem here, so it's kind of a creature. Very
It's a
powerful
werewolf made out
gem.
of legs.
Yeah.
Very fun. Yeah, that's an 18% gem, so it's a lot. It's well worth going a little bit out of your way to grab it. And coming up is the One Reborn, which is, it's a fight. We'll see how it goes. If it goes smoothly, then it's going to look like he's just spamming transform attacks on the boss, but it's actually a pretty calculated fight. You have to worry about weaving in and out of fireballs, you gotta manage your stamina correctly, step around the corpse range, things like that. Cookie's having a pretty textbook fight so far. Maybe a few more fireballs than he'd like, though.
No, he's having, you know, kinds of good luck right now. No more than one fireball at a time. I haven't seen like 2 at one time, so that's good. No problems for him. So Dplanet has a bad story with One Reborn on the tournament because in his first race he died here. So he didn't have problems with him in past race, but we'll see. If you know, I don't know. It's like one of the meme fights in the game. It's not, and the, the, the worst part, it's not the last meme round. Oh, it was some. I think it was some FPS drop. So it's very important to get here in this location because you won't be able to stagger him if you won't get there. Sometimes there is a chance. I don't know. I had it in my practice when I wasn't able because I just dumped, and it's actually it's making fight much more harder. And I think nice fight for Dplanet as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. But to be fair, in this fight, it's more RNG than like skill based. It's like you have the strats, but if you're going to die or not, it depends on the one reborn actually, more than on you, because you know, one fireball or three fireballs is big difference, and you will feel it once you get there. So, and now we're going to fight Mikosh, but it will take some time because we need to go back to Hunter's Dream, upgrade, and it's kind of long distance from here. Yeah. They have time to relax a bit, but we'll see.
Yeah, they get to take a nice break and, you know, run around. Get some more levels. That's 25 skill and 32 strength. Up to +8 on that saw cleaver, and he's gonna replace his gold blood gem with the 18% gem he picked up in Yahar'gul. That beast gem, by the way, is only useful for Parl. It does nothing against any other boss. So it's good to get rid of that ASAP.
Plus, you have, you know, better gem where you need to use that. Borrow only gem anyway, so you actually can have problems when you walk here from the mobs. It's, to be fair, a bit unfortunate if you will have. So you just need to practice, practice, and practice. So especially with those guys, you can have like, I don't know, the guy will just run after you.
Yeah, sometimes the silver beast will try to give you a hug while you open the door. Doesn't look like that's happening today, thankfully.
We still have Dplanet, you know, he's a bit like later visually, so he might have a hug.
Remember, it might look like Cookie is like really far ahead of Dplanet right now, but because of the RTA advantage, which doesn't have an impact on in-game time, and the deaths and whatnot, we don't really know who's ahead. We won't know until the run's over, basically.
Yeah, it might be situation like visually Cookie's like 10 minutes ahead, but at the end it will be, you know, Dplanet who's been it's like, for example, so he picked up some extra pellets, so normally you do not pick them up because you have enough for the run, but just in case if he will die, he'll have extra ones. And he picks up elixir he'll use near the picks later on after Mikwash. So you just go right here. And do you think he's going to pick up the elevator before Mikwash, just in case, or he'll just run straight?
I think if he knows what's good for him, he'll grab this elevator. Mikolash is, again, not really a the Madman. He's not going to do it. Yeah, Mikolash isn't necessarily a difficult boss, but he can, he's difficult in his own way. You'll see what I mean. So, there are 3 ways Mikolash can go here. He can either go straight to the right, which is the fastest. This is the normal way, where you chase him all the way around. Or sometimes you'll chase him up the stairs, and then he'll, like, come back down the stairs. But you get him into the doorway. If you shoot him 3 times, he just gives up on running into the room. And then you're going to steal his lunch money. You're going to beat him up because he's a nerd.
Yeah, so the first phase he's just doing for 1 attack and only, you know, so it shouldn't be any big deal here. In the first phase it's more like the dolls who can give you problems. Sometimes we just follow you all the way back. Sometimes we just stand. So this is why you kill that doe in the beginning, because it's very close to the room. Plus you can get some beast meter. So he gets this chunk. So in the second phase, he also has two ways how he can run. So he can run straight left, or a bit longer one. But you always want to have a short one, like a Swedish one. No, not for Cookie.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, both times he has the worst random he could get, but at the end it matters if you will kill the boss, you know. You can have some problems here, so you jump, you don't want him to run to the room, because you do need to run all the way back where... No problems? Yeah, easy fight. A lot of damage from base meter, and Mikosh was just standing and getting punched from Cookie. And now he's going to pick up the last gem in the game. I think it's one of the strongest in the base one, if we don't speak about chalices, you know, but who cares about chalices anyway?
Yeah, chalices aren't real. Don't even worry about it. They don't exist. Never heard of them. Alright, let's see what happens with Dplanet. Just a normal, just your average Mikolash.
Yeah, that very slow one, so...
I'm
So once it
unsure.
let's...
I don't know if it's slower to get Burger Mikolash, which is when he doubles back, or to get the one where he goes around. Either way, it's not Swedish, so you reset.
Yeah. But because it's race, you don't reset
Mm-hmm.
it, so... Oh, and to backstep. Nice. Like the R2.
Beautiful.
So, and let's see how Cookie goes here. You can die easily, and...
Easy.
Yeah, that's fine. We had situations, people dying here, you know, from grabs, from hacks, but, you know, not this time. Not this time. So he picked up the gem, which will give, like, a lot of damage increase. He will use it later, once he will get to the... So you kill Mergo without it, and I think you kill... I forgot. Oh, and no Swedish for Dplanet as well, so...
Unfortunate.
Yeah, like, you know, same boss fight, with, like, RNG and stuff.
Nailed the plunge. Yeah, if he runs into that room, like Civi said, you have to chase him all the way back around to drop in from above, and then after he dies, you have to wait about 5 minutes for the door to open, and it's really, really, really slow.
Yeah, and run a bit more distance, because you will need to run from the room. So yeah, it's like ages, man. Oof, you don't want to get that. You can get old while running from if you will get in that rooms.
Cookie used one of his blue elixirs there. It's not necessary, but it's helpful. Where you use elixirs is up to personal preference. There are a couple of places where you kind of have to use them, but that just makes it easier to get pig echoes, I believe.
It's much safer. You need to mess up very, very much to die here if you use a lecture, but if you're doing everything right and you have a lecture, you shouldn't die here. They just can't see you normally, they're just blind, and they just didn't activate it a bit later. So Cookie is now fighting Mergo, so you don't have the strat here. You have some tricks which makes your life easier, but you know, it's on you and the random of the boss. So the worst attack she can make is teleportation, and you know, she might teleport to the China and you will need to run all the way. Yeah. Yeah, just on the opposite side of the arena. Time loss for Cookie, reset.
Easy strafe. I made up for it.
Yeah, he will just finish her, yeah. Oh, one hit.
Nice. Very cool. There we go.
Nice. It was a nice miss at the end, so not the best random. You know, you don't really want to have TPs because it's not like Litho or something that will make you die, but it loses a lot of time compared to other attacks you can make. But he managed to kill her, and It wasn't like the slowest kill ever, I guess. I don't know.
As long as you can kill the boss at all, then, you know, that's a small victory.
Yeah,
With a,
and if you will die here, you will just run all the way back from Mikwash boss fight arena because he didn't pick up the elevator. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. And now he kills the doll again. Uh, Hopefully the last time. Some runners are going to make an hour level up later on just to get HPs before Lagarius, just to survive, you know, the skull attack, the meme one.
yeah, Logarius can be a bully. There are a couple more things worth noting about Wet Nurse. She staggers every 10th hit, so you want to plan your stamina accordingly. You want to do, you know, you want to get her as close to a stagger as possible, get full stamina, so you can really just unleash when she staggers, and whenever she jumps away, she's open for counter damage. So ideally, you want to hit her with a transform attack.
And actually, I saw Cookie made the skip the lecture hall skip the first try. Wow,
The
I think
God
he won.
Gamer.
He just won the game. No
Yeah,
problems for Dplanet as well. I think he killed her faster because of teleportation being very close to him. Yeah, waves at us. Yeah, he has sometimes here. The game takes a lot of time to, you know, understand that you kill the boss here. And the cook is going to do the skip. There are different patterns you can use here. He's doing like R2-1. You can use the emotion one as well, but it's like for preference. Preference depends on you.
yeah, anyone who uses the sit down gesture is a nerd. All the cool kids use the R2 method now. Yes, that's supposed to be a shortcut elevator that you unlock at the very end of the area, but uh, normally that fall is lethal, but if you just barely tiptoe off the edge and quit out in midair, you trick the game into being confused, and there's like some like bit of collision that's jutting out in the elevator shaft, and it allows you to respawn in midair and not die.
So Cookie doesn't get the damage, so loses the time. Oh, he just,
Yeah,
you know, it just took extra hits.
not a
So if
huge
you,
deal.
yeah, oh, and Dplanet is not God Gamer. Second, third attempt, wow.
Lecture hall skip is sub-pixel perfect, so
Yeah, he just stopped.
you can't blame him.
Yeah, yeah, it's very hard one, so nice. Good job, Dplanet. Not the first try, but still. Not like 20th one. So
Yeah, if it takes you more than 4 tries, then that means it would have been faster for you to just go the normal way. So that's how you know when you should feel ashamed of yourself.
yeah, if you have more than 4 times. Yeah, great skip, Dplanet. Great skip. So now it's the segment, like very long segments where you don't fight bosses, you just run and use ladder, the longest ladder in the game. We will see later on. So now he's going to do cave skip, whatever you call it. So, but before that, he'll take the beast pellets here. I hope Cookie is going to do a skip, or in this case, I was just talking for nothing. Please, Cookie. Yeah, he's doing the skip. So you go over those graves, you jump here, and now you just go through the wall.
Yeah, calling it cave skip is kind of silly because you're not actually skipping the cave, you're
Yeah,
skipping to the cave. Who came up with that one?
I don't know. I don't know. I always called it grave skip because for me, the grave part was the hardest one. Because, you know, if you fall down there, you need to use your hunter's mark to go back to the lamp because you're stuck.
Yeah,
So,
if you run at the wrong angle, there's nothing you can do other than marking out, and it's very annoying. Let's
so
see
yeah.
if Dplanet gets the damp. No,
No.
not much slower.
Yeah, just 2 extra hits. I don't know. Amygdala is not the boss for the Bloodborne speedrunners, you know. You just do too much damage for her to deal with. She's just like, oh, I'm just dead. Oh, and Cookie has the hardest part of a game, the ladder. So it's very hard. You need to make sure you don't fall asleep while you're using it. You know, very hard one. As you have
Yeah,
second one here as well. So
you have to hold up for a very long time. It's quite stressful. Brainsucker just wanted to, you know, give Cookie a little bit of a back massage there. Very nice of him.
yeah, thanks to him. So we're here for 2 reasons. Yeah. So first one, we need to take a ladder to get to Lageris later on. So it will be here. And the second one, you need to take a corp from Woman. So you need 3 of them to get to the one present at the end. So if you didn't pick up just one of them, you can do the all bosses speedrun. You do almost all bosses speedrun, you know?
You come so close, yet so far.
Yeah.
And if, we forgot to point it out, but you get the second one as a freebie from killing Wet Nurse. So this is the final one you need to grab.
And I think you need to get here after killing Chrome, so
Yep.
because before Rome she's active and she will kick your ass.
Yeah, she'll destroy
Definitely.
you.
Yeah, no chances for you. So and I think she actually, someone mentioned she didn't even give you a court if you get here earlier. So
Yeah, you get a worthless rune.
yeah, so you use all that time, you've risked all your life on the cave, grave skip, whatever, and now you get nothing. Sad. So Dplanet actually is not making the skip. I think in the all runs he just ignores it. So you know, it's not the biggest time save in the game, but you know, you want to save time as much as possible. So
Can't
maybe
blame
next
anybody
time.
for
Yeah.
not doing it. It's the worst skip in the game. Anyone who tries to tell me otherwise, you're getting shanked.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I have nightmares of those graveyard, you know, part when you're just stuck there and you lose the run just because you've pressed a bit left or a
Yep.
bit. If you don't hate grave skip, you didn't try to do it. Prove me wrong.
Cookie just quit out there to reset some of the enemies. Because they see you coming in from the bottom and they're aggroed when you get to the top. And if you try just running through, you get bullied.
Yeah, and you will just die in pain. And you will need to run once again. You know, elevator. Oof. So we're going to fight 2 bosses here. Uh, and both of them are kind of strat based bosses, but at the same time, if you will fail a strat, you will need to either run a lot, or it's going to be a pain to fight the boss, especially Briefus. You don't
Yeah.
want to mess up the attack. We'll talk about like later when we'll get to the strat itself. And with he didn't grab. Oh, he grabbed, I think. So he's using bolt paper, and because he didn't pick up the cane, he's using Soul Cleaver to kill the sucker to get the key. Dplanet has a cane, so it's going to be a bit easier for him. So you need to get the first attack, so he goes into your direction, and to finish him with a backstab to get the key.
Nice.
Yeah, nice and clean for Cookie, no problems. Uh, Dplanet is
Normally,
just on his own way. Yeah.
normally you need to run all the way around the area, and it's Brainsucker Village, and there are scary werewolves. Thankfully, the door is not a solid object, so you can just attack through the door. You're not clipping through the door because this is no clipping. You can't clip in this category.
Yeah,
So
that's why you don't clip.
yep. Coming up is Emissary for Cookie, which is actually can be pretty scary. Particularly if you do YOLO Emissary, which I don't think either runner is going to try it. If you do YOLO Emissary, that just means you go straight for the boss Emissary and you don't thin out the herd first. And if you get blindsided and you get sucker punched, then you'll get obliterated pretty quickly. But if you kill all the normal enemies first, then it's nice and safe and easy.
So he has a second phase when he's like a big guy, but you know, he just dead to this point in the run, so no problems for Cookie, but at the same time, no YOLO strat. Eh.
It's so scary because he grows and then like he becomes huge and he keeps the same attacks. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Abritus is another one of those limb bosses where, assuming you do everything correctly, it's scripted. The fight's going to go the same way every time. We're going to take advantage of like a quirk of the game that's a little more obscure. You can attack Abritus before her health bar appears, and that means you can't do actual damage to her, but you can do poise damage to her limbs. So you do just enough damage to make it so that the next hit staggers her when her health bar appears, knock her down, hit her a lot of times, she staggers again, charged R2 on the head, and she dies. That easy.
Yeah, but the main point is like when you get the first hits before activation of a boss, the next one is the crucial one, because if you will miss it, you won't get the stagger, and it will end up in very bad situation of you or doing very slow fight or even you dying. And it's actually a very scary fight if you just fight it out of the fog when she's like active from the beginning.
Yeah.
Some people even say it's even more scary, like the scariest fight from the fog in the run. So, but I don't know. It's usually not a problem. You just need to be careful.
It's more precise than maybe it looks. If you, like Civi said, if you attack too late, then you might not land the stagger, or she won't be in the right position when you do, and that'll really slow down the fight and complicate things. If you get that last attack in before the health bar appears, then she'll stagger, but she can't take damage, so you wasted the stagger, and that's even worse. Plus, it's actually pretty hard to hit the head after she falls down.
So yeah, if you miss the hit, good luck. Good luck fighting that boss, because you will need it.
There is an AI loop that you can do. BL4 runners know all about that. Yeah, not much to say here. Cookie hopped into the DLC real quick. It gave him some insight, also let him grab the lamp so he can just warp back at his convenience. And he's gonna fight Cleric Beast. Yay.
Very hard boss, very hard boss.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah. One mistake and you're just dead.
Absolutely.
And now it's Dplanet's turn to brave his strat. Yep.
That's something you gotta listen for. And I believe if it hits you, I don't think it one-shots you, but it's scary.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of damage. I think you need to heal twice after that, so it's kind of a lot of damage. Sometimes this guy can actually fall on you while you're eating the tablet, so you need to heal, and I think he actually stops you from eating it, so you need to eat it again. So yeah.
It's hilarious when that happens.
It just memes. It's not killing the run or something. It just slows you down, but you know, it's very painful. So none of the runners are going. So sometimes people are saving those echoes from Ibriefus. We're going straight to the lamp where we're not using Hunter's Mark, just to get, you know, more stats for later game. But Cookie and Dplanet just ignore it this time because we're actually having very close race right now, right here. So I think we want to save as much time as possible because like very very close. Even if like visually Cookie one boss ahead, but because pay to win console and stuff, he just has faster loading times.
Yeah, it's hard to like you can't tell who's ahead exactly, but it seems to me like they're pretty much neck and neck. Neither one is too much further ahead or behind than the other. So the race is still on. It's not over till it's over because anything can happen in this game. Absolutely anything.
Especially in DLC, especially in the DLC. So there's some concept, like for some people have it like DLC is not that hard because like when you look at it from the good runner, it's all strats actually. So you have Ludwig strat, you have like Orphan strat, you have Lawrence strat. You just strat bosses here, But at the same time, it's very easy to, you don't make correct jump on Ludwig. That's oh, Cookie just died. He got memed from the big guy. What's so unfortunate.
Yeah, that'll happen. He wasn't it's not that long of a run back from the lamp, so
It just you get distracted from that. You're doing good run and just die from him because it's very rare when he's doing problems here. So it's very unlucky to be killed by that guy. So I think Cookie's just nice guy. He gives Dplanet a chance. That's everything.
oh, you know that actually gives me a chance to talk about the worst part of this game. If he it's difficult to react to enemy attacks when you're sprinting because in this game you cannot roll while you're sprinting. Period.
Oh, yeah,
If you will
yeah.
jump. And when you're jumping, you take double damage because you are in a counter window. And when you already have, I mean, I guess they have 12 plus vit, but normally you'd have 10 vit. And you just get one shot if you get hit in a jump by everything. So if you think you're going to have to dodge a particular enemy, then you'll have to...
Slow down.
You'll have to stop sprinting and then jump. And then sometimes you'll stop sprinting and then jump anyway.
Yeah.
Because this game is excellent.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. The best game. The best game.
This is why you play Demon Souls. You can't even jump in that game. It's perfect.
Yeah. You don't have problems with jump if you don't have a jump.
Cookie just quit out there to get the guys out of the door. They aren't fun to deal with.
So now both runners are in DLC, and the first boss of the DLC is Ludwig the Holy Blade. How I already said, it's going to be the strat one, and it's very important to do the jump in the beginning, because this, and from that jump you do the first stagger, and we can actually do a strat normally. So let's see. So you use Elixir here in order to not get attention of that guy earlier on, because if you go run here without Elixir, he will just start shooting you from the beginning and you will just die.
Yeah, if you ever consider trying to run through this part without an elixir, don't do that. It's bad for you. As Civi alluded to earlier, the fights in the DLC are mostly scripted in air quotes, but they are extremely punishing if you mess up. And if you're Canadian, sometimes the strats don't work at all. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Cookie got lucky. Ludwig he always opens with that jump, but it's always with an asterisk, because if your name is Ahadi, sometimes he just, doesn't do it. That's a mistake there, that, on Cookie's part. He didn't get the charged R2 off.
So he will need to get some extra hits here.
Thankfully, once you get him to phase 2, the fight's basically over, because you just stun lock him with R1s. You just kill him
Yeah,
many times. Kill him many times? You know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
You many chain staggers and it's easy.
You
Uh,
just do too many damage and you abuse the limb mechanics of the game, so you just destroy his limbs and he just fall down and like you can do visceral here. I don't know if you want to lose time.
yeah, if you want to go slow, you can. That's an option. Oh, speaking of uh fast speed. Speaking of speed, you don't actually the I need to learn how to talk. The fire paper doesn't actually save any hits on Ludwig. You exclusively use it for a faster death animation on Ludwig. Though maybe it does save a hit if you don't get the charged R2.
Yeah,
Probably not.
but he killed it with no problem, so we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, you don't need um they at this point in the run they have 40 odd strength and 25 skill. Technically all the strats work fine with like a minimum of 25 strength, 25 skill. It just takes more hits.
Yeah. Oh, so
Uh
right now here, Cookie just grabbed the skull of a Lawrence. We needed to activate the boss. So usually, like in normal PBs, when you do a run, you don't pick up it here because you're actually not thinking of picking up the lamps later on here. So the whole concept of the end DLC is like you pick this lamp, you kill Failures, Maria, and Orphan, and after Orphan you use Hunter's Mark to get back. However, it's very risky in the race because you're not allowed to take the lamps. Because in this case, if you will don't pick up the scope, so for example, you will run straight away. You don't pick up the skull, and you will pick up the lamp. You will need to go first to the hunter's dream, and after to TP to the this lamp. So, but in the race, we just pick up lamp straight away, and it also gives you opportunity to have some extra level ups after orphan. So you have like loads of blood echoes. So from Maria, from Phalos, from Orphan, so you go straight to the Hunter's World, and you will. I think you will just use for HP just in case, because we still have Logarius who can one shot you.
like
Sadly,
going it's like going back to the 30 vit days.
yeah,
Hmm. Also, textbook Ludwig fight from Dplanet. That was perfect.
yeah,
And by perfect, I mean perfect with an asterisk. Because nothing's ever actually perfect, but I'm just trying to be nice, okay? Just let me be nice to the guy. Cookie is probably going to do the new lecture hall skip. That'll be nice to watch. Because it's new, fresh, exciting, exhilarating,
no,
stupendous,
no,
brilliant,
no,
scintillating,
no. He's
fantastic, phenomenal, magical, enchanting, so many other words. He didn't do it, though.
yeah, yeah. It saves like 15 seconds in the, I think in the fastest way you do it, because there's several strategies how you can do it, like depending on the runner. You can choose like a faster one. But Cookie decided no, no. I think he just heard you speaking all those magnificent adjectives about the skip, and he decided like no.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I made it so that Cookie wouldn't do the skip. I was the straw that broke the camel's back. Failures, you may think of this boss as a joke, because if you're playing casually, they're pretty much nothing. They're like a speed bump. In the run, however, they are potentially very dangerous. The gist of the strategy, though, is you kill the first failure, and then it will respawn here repeatedly, and you just spawn camp it, basically. And there's another failure back there, as you can see, that shoots magic. And that's a bit random. Sometimes he'll spawn earlier than other times. Sometimes you'll be more aggressive with the magic. You just have to deal with whatever comes, and as long as you don't make any terrible misplays, you should be fine. You should be able to at least kill the boss consistently.
Yeah, and like about magic, just only one attack at the end for Cookie. Well, that's nice. So he quit out here just to save the meter for Maria, so you usually kill the bosses back to back. So you don't really want to mess up the fights with failures. You need to do it as quick as possible. You need to kill them before your beast meter will disappear. So how it works is like you go to Maria, you quit out. So and in this case, you still have your beast meter like filled up for so much, but at the same time you can refresh your palette and start Maria fight with all this sweet, amazing beast palette meter you have from failures. It makes like a lot of damage in the beginning, especially in the beginning. If you will mess this up, you might have big problems in Maria, because without this damage, the fight might get a bit longer, and she will just move you out of the game, and you will delete your game and crash your PlayStation 4, 5, whatever you play on. So be careful here.
Yeah, you can just absolutely bully Maria with a full beast meter at the start. If all goes well, essentially you only have to fight. That's not good. That's no bueno. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Dplanet's not happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. He just died, you know?
He
He'll need to run all the way back. So.
He parried about a frame early there, so that's what happens.
So it's not the longest walk because he activated elevator, so he won't need to risk his life running around those crazy mad lads on the left side, so he just used this elevator here. Some stair walk, no problems for Dplanet, but he lost this time. Oh, and Cookie is not using Elixir here. Wow. Risky man.
Getting a little too brave, are we?
Yeah, those fish dogs fish are, you know, they can just eat you. And there's
Every
a big
enemy.
guy here. Yeah, and there's a big guy here, because sometimes when I try to do it without Elixir, I don't know, I was running badly, like I had bad routing, so sometimes, but the big fish, you don't see it here, he just jumps on you. So I got it like a couple of times, but it was more like my mistakes. But you know, with Elixir, it's not a problem to run through here. We just, you know, slow pokes and they react much slower. Second threat for Dplanet here, no problem so far. So they
Oh,
cast their ultimate attack, but I think he will manage to
raising the
kill the
roof.
guys. Yeah, he finished.
I
Not the
really
first
like
try.
one of the failures. Instead of playing the death animation, he just fell through the earth as he spawned in. Yeah, if they do the
Uh-huh.
meteors, you can switch to the other failure, the one that was casting magic, and you're safe from the meteors there. You just spawn camp that one.
And now we will have two boss fights at the same time, almost the same time. So it's Maria for Dplanet with all that sweet Bismeter, and the Orphan. And so you have two strats here, where Pussy strat, where you have, you know, you will buy knives and do AI stuff, or you just go for backstabs like a real man, like Cookie, and like everyone who's doing on the Bloodborne, not for the first day. So you just need to backstab him. The biggest problem here is the second phase, if you will have bad RNG at least. So it's either bad RNG or you fail some backstabs. Sometimes you might not be able to finish him off before second phase, and in that case it will be like terrifying fight. But you know, Cookie just got gamer, he provokes for the jump attacks and just no problems for him.
No death animation.
No death animation, because From Software didn't see it coming, people killing and abusing the jump attack of Orphan. So they didn't see people killing him in the first stage, you know. So no death animation.
And while all that was happening, Dplanet just had the fight of his life against Maria. That one was a roller coaster to watch. Finished it off with that clutch backstab at the end. I don't know if it was clutch, because it's consistent. You dodge and then you do the thing. But it was impressive, okay? That's an
Yeah.
example of what can happen if Maria hits you. All it takes is really you make one mistake on Maria, and then it starts to snowball and potentially kill you. Just because you do a lot of damage doesn't mean it's easy.
You take a lot of damage as well, so you still need
Yeah.
to remember that even if you have the best set in the game, you know, even if you have, you know, those sweet plus 2 HP, vitals, it doesn't mean you're, you know, unkillable. You still have a lot of damage for you because you're using this pellet. In most cases, it's not a problem, but sometimes she will smack you with even one shot sometimes. So,
I think there's a specific attack she can hit you with where if you get hit by it, she can follow up with a quick gunshot, and I don't think you can dodge the follow-up, but I could be wrong, because I'm rusty and washed up. This is Lawrence.
Lawrence.
You hit him a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Impressive amounts of HP for Lawrence, you know. Even if he's just cleared Beast on fire.
He has like 40,000 HP, and he's not even a good boss. He doesn't deserve it.
He still has a good music, I guess.
Why'd they even give him good music?
I don't know, he's like...
He doesn't deserve it.
But he's like, you know, a very war character. If you're into war... What? Imagine that. But no problems, I can say very good strat fight for Cookie.
That was pretty textbook. He killed him before he even went into phase 3, which means that you didn't get to see him puking lava everywhere. Let's see how Orphan goes. This could, I don't like the way he's walking. Yeah, that's one of 2 openers. Cookie got the jump opener. The slide opener is just a tad harder to punish. But either one works. So the backstabs on Orphan are pixel perfect, in case you didn't know. And because he was 1 pixel off, he didn't get the backstab.
Oh, that's some scary fight right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get backwards, yeah, for backstabbing strat right now after this attack. But he already lose a bit of time, which might play its role later. We'll see. So second phase. This is very scary backstab, because if you will... Oh, it's a jump.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yep.
Well, Dplanet's a gamer. He knows what he's doing. He's no problem. Orphan's doing the easy attacks for phase 2, thankfully. Yeah.
Just as planned. Oh. Well, that was very scary. I was scared for Dplanet because he missed the backstab and, you know, he got lucky at the same time. Orphan didn't punish him.
Thankfully, in phase 2, all it takes is 1 backstab, and you've basically won. Because from there, you can stun lock him. You just do a charged R2, then an L2, wait a little bit, repeat, and he can't do anything unless he does instant lightning. If he does instant lightning, God help you. Most people just quit out if that happens.
Yeah, so you just restart the fight from the beginning. Wow, that was some huge flex on Orphan from Dplanet. Wow. He won my heart. In this race, definitely.
Cookie's doing the most interesting part of the run right now, where he runs through Hemwick. Look at that. So much fun to watch. Look at this.
Yeah.
The gameplay.
Just look at his pace. Wow.
The insane pace. He's gonna get a 112 Hemwick. Check it.
Definitely. So here, if it looks like not a problem, but if you run here a bit wrong, people who watched Almaperin versus Marshy game knows that. So if you don't run here correctly, the dog will attack you on the ladder, and you will just fall down like some weak man who can't afford climbing ladders. But it's going to be your fault definitely. So you just need to
Yeah.
run correctly. And Dplanet, he was practicing Valorant a bit, I guess. I hope so, because you don't want to have
Oh, he
bad
missed
fights
that.
here. Yeah, he missed the attack.
Not a big deal, though. He can definitely recover. That just went straight through his leg. I don't know if it's just a weird hitbox or if he gets maybe like a minuscule amount of iframes on a backstep or something. But occasionally you'll see that if you're not in the right position or if you don't time your attack correctly.
He
But
managed to kill the boss anyway, so
the strat is pretty forgiving at the end of the day. You can mess it up and you still won't be putting yourself at too much risk.
unless you die. So even if
Dying,
you're not able to do the strat fully, for example, you've messed up in the middle or in the end of a fight, you still can, if you get to the second phase, you can loop AI of Lawrence with jumping. I don't know how it works because it's never worked for me. I'm just very bad player, but you can AI loop with jumps when he will just do circular attacks and you just jump, jump, attack. But unless you're not dead, I think it's fine. Oh, he missed the jump here. He lost. So, but if you will die, you will need to fight Lawrence out of the fog gate when he's active. It's like the same situation with Ibraifus. So if you die, it's going to be not the easy fight for you.
there
Definitely.
I don't remember the exact order of operations for it, but if you die and have to go through the fog gate, there is like you can do a different opening set of attacks and that'll get him back on the AI loop. But hopefully it won't come to that because you're good at the game and I believe in you and you can do it.
And so now we have Cookie on Canehurst. So it's another long run. I don't know. Everything
Yeah.
connected with Canehurst, witches, the letter, you just run. I don't know. It's not Canehurst. It's Cane Run Marathon. I don't know. You run 10,000 years to take the letter. You run 20,000 years to Henwick witches because you need to kill them in order to get to Canehurst. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why. I guess it's some kind of lore description that would describe it or some theory or whatever. So you can shoot this guy because he can give you some party moves and uh, give you some sweet hits. You will just lose some time, but you just shoot him. So yeah, and now the longest run here. Cookie ignores the lift here. If he will die, he will need to run all the way back. We had some people dying here.
Yep. And I will admit I'm partially responsible. It seems that every run I commentate something goes wrong on Logarius.
Yeah, it's called
So,
fish curse. Fish curse. We'll see
admit
if Cookie or Dplanet are going to have problems with Logarius. I remember Dplanet had problems with Logarius. He died on him in one of his previous runs, but at that point he just didn't eat the tablet.
yep, I was commentating that one and I'm pretty
Oh,
sure it was somehow my fault.
yeah, you just cursed him. He was like thinking about you and forgot to eat the tablet.
I
So yeah.
think I was probably the responsible for his game crashing at Lawrence too.
So you just came to his house and just crashed his PlayStation 4. Just
Yeah,
look at him. Just look at him. He just wants runners to die.
I went all the way to France with my metal baseball bat and I just smashed his PS5 into pieces.
Not friends.
All right. Logarius is he looks very if all goes well, he'll look easy, but he can kill you very easily, even with the extra vit. It's just one or two mistakes, and then the fight will go down the drain. That skull attack in particular, I believe it just one-shots you if you're at 10 vit or even 12 vit. But
yeah, but he got some extra HP just in case, so it's backstab, the second one, and plus is dead. No problem.
yeah,
So one of two. Let's see if Dplanet is going to have again the problems with Lagarius. It's going to be your fault. Even if it's his fault, it's your fault.
yeah. It's because I'm distracting him with my excellent commentary. He can't focus on the game. I'm making him laugh too much. Well, Cookie just has the final two bosses left,
Yeah,
Gehrman and Moon Presence.
yeah, it's kind of small boss rush because you have one straight after another, so you're using the same Beast Blood palette for two bosses.
Yeah, and because
You
of
will
that,
update your board paper for Moon Present later, but so the first stagger, 2 hits. So you try to pair him as much as possible to get those sweet hits when he, you know, can do nothing. Here where problems can be, well, for Kiki,
nice.
you know, he's just top gamer. Now he's going to do the backstab, and the second one, just the final hit. Final hit.
Sometimes, yeah, he can be slippery, and getting the last hit can be a bit of a mountain to climb. You kind of have to treat Gehrman and Moon Presence as one boss because how good your Gehrman is will decide how good your Moon Presence is, basically. He has a bunch of openers. That is by far the worst opener he can do, and it's not even close. So that's awesome. What you're supposed to do is, there we go. You hit the arms, and then you can stagger the head. And then you hit him more times and he dies. Once you get the arm stagger and then the head stagger, the fight's basically over. Because you just keep hitting him until he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
But yeah, getting there can be a real battle.
Good
Especially,
job.
yeah. Just got a last check. Okay. If he quits out too early, that means he goes to speed jail. But he didn't.
Yeah.
The game
It's
isn't.
not going to be all bosses. It's going to
Yeah.
be almost all bosses, you know.
The game doesn't. The bosses aren't actually dead as far as the game is concerned until you get the blood echoes.
Oh, it's
All right,
110.
110.
It's definitely just 110.
110 flat. The chosen
Good job,
one.
okay. Yeah.
He's done it.
Okay. Dplanet, I know you heard me. Just in case, don't forget about Beast Pellet. I'm saving you from Fish Curse. So yeah, nice. It's going to be a nice fight now. I just, you know, I've made everything for Dplanet to kill Vulgaris.
Civi literally blessed Dplanet's run just now.
Yeah. So Dplanet has the last 3 bosses left, so it's just the boss rush, how I already said, so Vulgaris and straight to Permanent Moon Presence. We don't know his time yet because, you know, he still didn't finish. And because like the difference in consoles, we can't say that this visual difference is like the same as in-game time difference. Maybe Dplanet is like, you know, sub 1 hour right now. No, but still, we don't know the time. Let's see.
This is easily a sub 30.
Yeah, Dutch God.
After,
so he is a blood palette. Nice. It's going to be easy.
All right, now he can kill. Now he can kill the boss. No problem.
Now he can kill the boss. Yeah, he didn't get the nasty skull attack. He gets actually better RNG because like for Cookie he was just jumping all over arena. So
Just a
Dplanet
bit.
is on the spot. Backstab. And the last one. Oh, he's going to pull this throw.
Yeah, the stamina didn't quite work out for the double backstab, but either way, dead and gone.
That was actually a very nice fight. No problems at all. Like 0 chances to Agaris.
Nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have plenty to complain about when Moon Presence does the running opener again, though.
Yeah. But first he needs to kill Gehrman, you know. The old man.
Stabbing old men to sad music. This is what these games are all about.
Yeah, so you either kill monsters, women, or old guys. So
Those are the 3 kinds of bosses in video games.
kind of sad, you know. So we don't have time to be sad. We need to see how Dplanet is going to deal with the government. So
This so far is a bit concerning, to say the
yeah,
least.
gets his backstabs. Just
Alright.
a bit of HP left. Oh, nice. He just started to get straight to the powerful attack, so he was able to kill him quick. Now he will change his wallpaper. In case if you have very long Gurren fight, you will need to hit second blood pellet at his fight, or maybe, you know, if you're very slow on bomb, for example, you have mediocre German fight, yeah, sometimes your pellets will, you know, disappear mid-fight with one present, so you will need like this, you just need to again. Oh no,
Not even a problem. This isn't even close.
Yeah.
There's no chance of victory is guaranteed. I think he just beat the game.
you sure about this?
This is the secret 4th ending. You die to Moon Presence. Everyone should just die to Moon Presence. I think it's faster.
Commentator curse, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
jump's
don't know.
a good opener, too. The best opener is when she just boogies. She just gets down and waves her head around, listening to too much Megadeth. Yeah.
So the fight is much more scary right now because, you know, you don't have that meter, you have less damage, so the fight itself is going to be longer right now.
Doing this fight on a fresh pellet, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. This is a pretty terrible fate. As you can see, he's trying to hit the hand, but the hitbox on the hand is about 2 pixels long and 1 pixel wide, so it's really precise. Either way, he's got it now. Everyone say bye to Dplanet. He's waving goodbye. Bye, Dplanet. Let's see his time.
Yeah, so I have a feeling it's biased to the tournament, to be fair, because he died twice. So, yeah, it's 3 minutes difference, so it's still kind of good time for the race. It's 1:13:04. And it's like, you know, congrats to Cookie who won the race. And congrats to Dplanet for... It used to be a good run for him, but it went, you know, DLC and the Mon Presence just... Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad times, so... it was his last race in this tournament. He's actually out of a tournament, and Cookie is going to play against Curious Peanut or Eden or Donny Rex. So it's actually 3 possibilities for opponent for Cookie. And I think we need to get to commentators so we get back here so we can, I don't know, listen to them.
I believe they can unmute themselves and start chatting.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
There they
so
are.
guys, good luck.
Yeah.
Bad luck for Planet, but
GG Cookie. Besides
GG.
memes, pretty good race. 110 is a good time, definitely.
I got annoyed that I died to old Jarn skip.
Yeah.
And to a Cthulhu guy.
Dude, that first Gascoigne fight for me, like, I lost 35 seconds. Like, he gave me the gunshot opener, like, where he just stands there.
Yeah,
then, like,
that was,
when I parried him, I
funny.
got hit twice during the parry, and then I was just fighting him in the graveyard. It was like, oh my god. And
Yeah,
then,
I think if you didn't die to failures, that would have been a pretty close race. Like, it
yeah,
was
and
a
also,
pretty close race.
yeah, and I also
but I
died to
didn't
Moon
like that.
Presence at the end, because my pellets ran
Yeah.
out. But yeah, that feel is like I didn't get that opening like forever, so I buried a little bit too early, and then I died, and I lost like a minute. Like I think I would have still lost even if I wouldn't have died, but you know,
Oh, I
Yeah,
think that
still
would have
pretty.
been like
Still,
really close though. I think that would have
yeah,
been.
I mean,
Because I thought for sure I was gonna lose because
I mean,
I
even now
had
it was still pretty good race.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you realized, but like I actually tried to go for cave skip for the first time this tournament, but like my setup was so bad that I didn't even get up the graves and the enemies were coming. So I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna run around. uh, yeah, but yeah, GG, and
Yeah.
you better beat Peanut now.
Oh no. You have to go up against Peanut.
It's
Do
not
I?
just it's Peanuts is waiting for his opponent. It's going to be
Oh.
Eden or Donirect, so we still have times. It's
Oh. When is that
two
Oh
race
yeah.
races
gonna be?
away from you, so you have time, to prep. We're just waiting for the bracket
Wait, let
view.
me check.
So
When is that race going to happen?
I will just check in a second.
Oh,
So
it's
I
going
think
to
we
happen on
already
the
have time.
12th. Yeah, so that should be
So
on
it's
Saturday.
12, yeah. It's going to be Eden versus Donny Rect, and the winner of that pair is going to play versus Curious Spinnet, and GiantCookieJar is going to wait 2 races in order to find his opponent
Please
for
be
his
Peanut.
next
I don't
race.
want to do BL4.
You have to. You
Okay,
don't
Yeah,
so
have a
be
choice.
before against Peanut. Damn, that's how he's gonna win.
Oh, Peanut's gonna bully me.
so
If you
yeah.
don't do BL4 cookie, I'm gonna disqualify you. That's what he's gonna say.
Oh, oh no.
Oh
Gonna
no.
happen.
So yeah, it's going to be the next race, and we don't know because Nat is waiting for his opponent, and everyone else is waiting for their opponent as well. So, like March is waiting for the winner of loser brackets, and how we already mentioned, like the winner of this race today, Cookie Jar is waiting for his opponent. It's going to be or Nat, or Donny Rect, or Eden. So he just needs to watch games, to
Yeah,
know who is
I'm looking
going to
forward to it.
be
Yeah.
same.
Too bad. Too bad it's the end of the tournament for me now. But yeah, I had fun. It was a really fun race with you, Cookie. You beat me
Yeah.
twice, so well deserved. And yeah, good luck on the upcoming matches.
Yeah.
So
man.
the
Yeah, that
Danish
was a fun game.
Slayer, the Dutch Slayer, the Dutch
Yeah, the
Slayer.
French Slayer. Like I could beat all the French runners, but as soon as I go up against another Dustman, like no chance. Like
No.
Dustcard, well, not anymore. Rip me.
I mean, I think we both had like bad Dutch RNG.
Yeah, the Dust
Like
never have good
getting
RNG.
killed by Cthulhu guy, jeez.
Yeah, that guy
And
also did like
that
the big jump attack, right? Like out of nowhere. It was like
yeah.
insane. Like I saw the stream, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I couldn't even react to it. So
That was insane.
uh,
Yeah, you still got a
Dutch
110. That's
RNG.
insane. With 2 deaths, so nice.
Yeah. Good race, good
So,
race.
Good race.
Are we going to rate someone?
oh yeah, I think we're going to raid blanks, wasn't it? Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching today's race. Thanks runners for running. It was pretty good race.
Yeah. Thanks for
Even
coming.
if we had some unluck on Dplanet side.
Hey, you guys, shut up.
Oh,
It,
okay.
I think it's just fish curse, fish curse. Second run in a row with Dplanet, and Dplanet has problems.
Start the raid, Regal. Start the raid. Or will nothing stop.
Race on the 12th, be there or be square.
You better be there.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint.
So
Okay, we
There
rate
we
it.
go.
yeah, I think that's everything. He
Yeah.
already